right. Good almost afternoon. I guess I can say officially it is the afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us. In advance of tonight's Food City 300, we've now been joined by Cole Custer. Cole, thanks for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it. Before we go to questions, you have a special partner on your car this weekend with High Point. Just tell us a little bit about what they mean to you and what you're looking forward to most this evening here at Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, it's always awesome having High Point on the car. They're a longtime sponsor with SHR. So it's awesome to see the Men and Brew family always at the track. I mean, they're the most energetic people that really bring a lot of energy to our team, I feel like. And we didn't have the best run for them last week, so hopefully we can get it this week. I felt like Bristol was a really strong track for us last year. So hopefully we can follow it up and get the High Point car up front.
We'll go ahead and go to media for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you, and we're going to start up front here with Jacob.
Jacob Seelman, Race Face Digital. Cole, I know it's a bit of a bigger points gap. You're still in contention for the regular season championship, but what's your approach to tonight? Do you try to put yourself in position in case Justin has a problem, or do you focus on winning the race knowing that that's going to kind of neutralize that points gap anyways?
Yeah, for the most part, I think they'd have to have a pretty big issue for us to catch them. So we're focused on mainly winning and keeping the second place position, because I think we have like 15 points or second or so to third. So I think it's one of those things, if you're, we'll try and go for the stage points if we can, but we also want the win. So you have to really try and manage those two things and just see how your car is running. If you have a really strong car, you might go for the win. If you're not how you want to be, you might try and go for the points a little bit more. So it's going to be up in the air, I would say.
All right, we're going to take another question here from Matt Weaver.
Matt Weaver, Sportsnaut. You've always had a reputation as a really clean professional driver amongst your peers. And I'm curious, as you watch not only the Cup Series, but even some Xfinity races, what's kind of happened this season. One, what is your take on why that's happening? But then as you get ready to go Cup racing again, how do you think that's going to challenge your own personal code and ethics too?
Yeah, it'll drive you crazy. I mean, I think you see that with what, Truex says after the races and stuff like that, because you just get used up, it feels like. And I don't know if it's anything that, I don't know if anybody's taken advantage of the guys who race clean, that they just know that they're not going to retaliate as much or whatever it is. But I don't think that's what people are doing. It's just everybody's so aggressive because they know if they don't do something aggressive, somebody's going to do something aggressive to them. So it's a really tough situation, because if you don't go out there and be really aggressive, I mean, you're just going to get used up. So it's one of those things you really have to manage it and really have to just stick your nose in there, even though it might not work out. You have to just be on that aggressive side of things. So it's tough because it can drive you crazy. And I've never been somebody who I always just want to go race. And I feel like if I do my things right, I'm not going to get in a pissing match with somebody else and just have that derail our day another weekend. So I think it's better to move on and try and, focus on what you have in your car and how you make yourself better instead of worrying about a pissing match with somebody else, So it's a really tough line to walk on just with how aggressive things are. And sometimes you have to stand your ground. And the problem is, if you stand your ground, then you're derailing your weekends in the future. And there's not many guys who want to go and derail their races in the future, when they have so much that's on the line. So it's just kind of become common practice that it's just part of the sport, I guess.
All right, John, get a microphone here in the middle. Thank you.
John Newby, driver. So obviously this morning they announced that Harrison's going back down to Xfinity. I was curious, as someone who's done that yourself and achieved a staggering amount of success, what does he kind of have to expect? And then also, as a part of that, technical alliance, what do you expect, being de facto teammates with him?
Well, I think, Harrison shows a lot of potential. I think, he's like a guy who works really hard and obviously has shown that he can win in the Xfinity Series. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be, a good thing for him is he's going to be a leader over there for that team, and he can really steer the ship. And I think he'll be a great, as a alliance partner. And I think at the end of the day, they have a lot of potential with that team. I think you see when the last few races they've been able to show speed. It's just a matter of getting the finishes. But I feel like he'll be able to come back down and really show that he can bring value to an organization. Really be able to lead an organization and get them better throughout a year.
All right. Any additional questions? Okay. We'll go here in the back.
Trent Worsham with FrenchDash.com. Cole, I have right here that you've only finished outside the top 10 twice in your Xfinity series at Bristol. What is it about this track that makes you so good, and what are you looking forward to doing tonight?
I mean, it's just always been a track I've loved to race at because it's Bristol. You know, I mean, ever since I was a little kid, you know, Bristol was such a cool place to watch on TV and like always one of the highlights of the whole year, really. So when you go and get to drive there for the first time, it's a place that you really want to run good at. You know, it's just such a special place. And for whatever reason, it's just I've had really fast cars here that have helped me do that. Really great teams, and just a lot of you just have to work really hard at understanding the racetrack because it'll change a lot, especially with how the top works in and how they spray the resin down different every single time it seems like. So it's just you have to really keep up with it and be smart about how you want your car, and it's always a fun place to go because it does change so much.
All right. Any final questions for Cole? All right, Cole. Good luck this evening. Maybe there's a chance we'll see you back in here a little bit later.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Great job, driver.